10th standard. Today we are going to cover up the another one topic of chapter 5, that is periodic classification of elements, and in which we are going to study about the trends in modern periodic table. But in my previous video we discussed about the features of modern periodic table. What is modern periodic law? Then what are the main features of modern periodic table? It is divided into 18 groups and 7 periods, and how we categorize the elements in various groups and periods. So today we are going to study about the trends, that what are the major, or we can say what are the most important trends we can observe in modern periodic table. So the first very important trend in modern periodic table is basically valency. Now bache, first of all, how can we define valency? So valency of any element is basically the number of valence electrons which is present in the outermost shell of its atom. या हम दूसरे वर्ड्स में कहें तो valence electron are the electron which is present in the outermost shell of an atom, and that is known as its valency. In other way, or in another term, we can also define the valency is the combining capacity of an element. क्या होता है बच्चे? The combining capacity of an element in a compound is also known as its valency. For example, if I'm talking about the hydrogen, so hydrogen atomic number is 1, so its configuration is also becomes 1, and from there we can say that the valency of hydrogen is 1. Similarly, another element whose atomic number is 2 is helium, and its valency is 2. Okay? And lithium, as you can see here, lithium atomic number is 3. Configuration करेंगे बच्चे तो बनेगा 2 and 1. Outermost shell में कितने electrons present है? 1. So its valency is 1. Beryllium atomic number is 4, और इसका configuration करोगे KLMN shell की तरह, तो इसका configuration बना 2 and in valence shell the electrons which are present, that is 2, so its valency is 2. Similarly, आप अगर इस second period elements में हम चलते हैं तो आपका क्या होगा? That is boron atomic number is 5, so configuration बना 2 3, and the valency is also 3 because in outermost shell there 3 valence electrons are present. And carbon atomic number is 6. The configuration becomes 2 4, valence electrons are 4, and its valency is 4. Now in case of nitrogen, please note down it here. Nitrogen atomic number is 7. कितना होता है? Nitrogen atomic number is 7. Its configuration जो बनेगा बेटा वो कितना बन जाएगा? That will be 2 and that will be a 5. यही बना 2 and 5 means K shell में हमारे बने आपके 2 electrons or 5 electrons will be present in valence shell. Now if electrons present in valence shell is more than 4, please note down it here that if valence electron present in the outermost shell, present in the shell, that is more than 4, then valency is calculated by subtracting the present number of electrons from 8. या हम कहें valency in that one case is equals to 8 minus valence electron. So nitrogen में 5 थे तो 8 minus 5 that is equals to 3. यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन के केस में बेटा कितना हो जाएगा? कॉन्फ़िगरेशन will be 2 and 2 और कितना बनेगा? That will be 2 and 6. So 8 minus 6 कितना हो गया? 2. So valency will be considered as 2. Similarly here in outermost shell, in fluorine case it is 7. So 8 minus 7 that is equals to 1. So fluorine valency is 1. Neon में आपका outermost shell में electrons जो present होते हैं that is 8. So 8 minus 8 is equals to 0, and that's why neon case valency will be 0. So अगर हम बात करते हैं बेटा इसमें, so please have a look here. On moving from left to right in a period, valency first क्या हुई हमारी? Increase हुई. क्या हुई? Increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases to 0. Whereas if we are talking about the groups, like for example lithium, sodium, potassium, so from top to bottom in a group, valency that will remain same. Why it will remain same? Because the number of electrons that will be present in valence shell will be same. Next property which we are talking about, that is atomic size. Now atomic size का मतलब होता है radius of an atom, and basically beta it is the distance from center of nucleus to the outermost shell of an isolated. So अगर हम देखो यहाँ पे बच्चे, अगर हम ग्रुप की बात करते हैं तो लाइक 16th ग्रुप में अगर आप देखते हैं, प्लीज हैव अ लुक हियर, तो 16th ग्रुप में ऑक्सीजन, देन सल्फर, देन सेलेनियम, देन टेलरियम, तो इनका एटॉमिक रेडियाई क्या करता जा रहा है? धीरे धीरे इंक्रीज करता जा रहा है because of addition of new shells when we move down the group. So from here we can say that atomic size increases down the group because of addition of new shells like lithium. Atomic size is lesser than sodium, then it is lesser than potassium, it is lesser than rubidium, then cesium is more larger in atomic size from rubidium, and francium is the largest one in atomic size in group 1. Similarly, अगर आप group 17 देखते हैं तो similarly fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. So it goes on increasing in this manner. Whereas when we are talking about the period, then in period, on moving from left to right, as you can see here also beta, same period में, so please look here, size of second period that goes on decreasing from left to right. क्या करता है ये? Atomic size goes on decreasing. Why it goes on decreasing बच्चा? That because in this one case the nuclear charge that goes on increasing, whereas the number of electron increases but in the same valence shell. तो एक ही वैलेंस शेल में आपके इलेक्ट्रॉन्स बढ़ रहे हैं तो साइज रेडियस तो इंक्रीज कर नहीं रहा. Instead of that, nuclear charge, which you say, the number of protons in the nucleus, that goes on increasing, and due to which the nuclear charge goes on increasing. So nuclear force of attraction to the outermost electrons, to the valence electron, that goes on increasing, and because of which a nuclear pull increases, and that's why we can say that it goes on decreasing when we move from left to right. Whereas please note down the noble gases atomic size. comparatively to the rest of the elements in the same period is the largest. सबसे ज्यादा होता है. यहाँ exception आती है because of fully filled electronic configuration, या हम बात करें तो because of completely filled octet, outermost shell. Okay बच्चे, so this one. Next property which we are talking about, that is metallic and non-metallic properties. Now beta, first of all, metallic means metallic elements or metals are those elements which have the tendency to lose electrons. Please note down it here that those who is having, which is having tendency to lose electron, या जिनके पास free electrons होते हैं, that can exhibit metallic character and which goes on decreasing across a period, whereas metallic character increases as we move down in a group. Why? Because when we move down in a group, then the number of shells increases, as well as effective nuclear charge is decreasing. Nuclear charge but कम होता जाएगा. Why nuclear charge goes on in decreasing? Because more and more new shells are addition or are increasing, and due to which the outermost valence electrons are free to lose. Yeah, metals are free to lose their electron from the outermost shells, and that's why we can say क्योंकि वो अपना electron lose कर सकते हैं और अगर वो अपना electron donate कर सकते हैं, so they can exhibit the electropositive character also while forming bonds. ठीक है, तो they are also forming your bonds, and ionic bonds usually these metals form and possesses a electropositive character. जबकि अगर period की बात की जाती है, so in that one case also effective nuclear charge goes on increasing and it becomes difficult to lose the electron from valence shells. Okay, whereas if we are talking about the non-metals, then these are electronegative in character. Why? Because they are ready to accept electrons and complete their octet. So if we are talking about, तो अगर हम metals की बात करें, तो metals are present in a modern periodic table on left hand side, whereas non-metals are present in right hand side of periodic table, as well as in the middle, means in between metals and non-metals, there are semi-metals or metalloids are present because of both type of metallic as well as non-metallic character. ठीक है बेटा, and apart from that oxides of metals, ये हम already discuss कर चुके हैं that these are basic in nature, whereas oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature. So अगर अब हम बात करते हैं metallic character की, so हमने जैसे मैंने बताया metallic character या metals are showing electropositive nature, and for example in a period metallic property of the elements that goes on decreasing, like this. Here we can say that from sodium, then magnesium, third period है बेटा ये आपका. So third period के elements है sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. So as you can see that metallic property that goes on decreasing from left to right across a period. Whereas if I am talking about the group, then this is the 14th group we can say. ये आपका कौन सा group है 14th, that is carbon, then silicon, germanium, tin and lead. So here you can see that the metallic property goes on metallic property goes on increasing, like the first element of this group is showing a non-metallic character, then next to metalloid, whereas the last two elements are showing metallic character. So this is showing that metallic character is also showing electropositive, or metallic elements are electropositive in nature, whereas non-metallic की अगर हम बात करते हैं, so non-metallic elements or non-metallic character is showing a electronegative nature, because these elements are ready to accept electrons and carry a negative charge after forming a bond. So non-metallic property अगर हम बात करें in a period, then it goes on increases. ये क्या करेगी? Increase करेगी. As you can see, sodium, magnesium, aluminium here are metals, जबकि from left to right जाने पे silicon, phosphorus, metalloid दिखा रहे हैं, whereas sulfur, chlorine, argon, all these are showing non-metals nature. So from here we can say non-metallic character increases from left to right, whereas when we are talking about a group, then non-metallic property of elements that goes on decreasing. जैसा कि यहाँ पे देखिए, again of same group we are discussing, that is a 14th group. Now in this one case, first element is a non-metal, whereas when we move down in the group, then next two are showing metalloid, whereas last two elements are showing metallic nature. Next आ जाता है बेटा variation of electronegativity. Now electronegativity is a property by which the element attracts the shared pair of electron toward it. Actually, this property you will study in higher standard in 11th class, but right now because it is somewhere it is used, or it is used for your competition, Olympiads, or etc. So for that I'm telling you, electronegativity is another one trend, and it is a property which property of an element which attract the shared pair of electron towards it. So if we are talking about this property basically, so along the period it goes on increasing. Why? Because tendency to gain electron in outermost shell, that goes on increasing. जैसे जैसे हम non metallic character बढ़ रहा है, जैसे जैसे non metallic character goes on increasing, electronegativity also automatically goes on increasing. Whereas when we are talking about down the group, then the down the group metallic character goes on increasing, and that's why we can say the electronegativity decreases in this case beta. The next one, it is a very simple one, that you can see here the periodic table trends beta. Ionization energy देखिए, it goes on increasing. ये भी आपकी ionization energy is basically the energy or the enthalpy which is required to remove the electron from the outermost shell of an isolated gaseous atom. ठीक है? So that goes on increasing when we move across a period. Same electronegativity करती है. जबकि if we are talking about down the group, then electronegativity or ionization enthalpy, both that goes on decreasing on moving down the group. If you are talking about the metallic character, that goes on increasing down the group automatically. Vice versa in case of non-metallic character, metallic character down the group increases, across a period decreases. Vice versa, non-metallic character down the group decreases, and across a period increases. ठीक है बच्चे? Atomic radius, last property, that down the group increases, across the period decreases. Okay, so these are the gradation or main properties in periodic table, modern periodic table. So हमने जैसे कि बात की, एक रिवाइज कर लेते हैं, that What atomic size decreases across a group, increases along a group, and decreases across a period. Sorry. ठीक है, there are the reasons also mentioned here. Metallic character decreases across a period, whereas vice versa, it increases along a group. Non-metallic character, that increases across a period, whereas it goes on decreases across a group. So बेटा याद रखिएगा, जो प्रॉपर्टी अगर पीरियड में डिक्रीज हो रहा है तो ग्रुप में इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, मींस अपोजिट पैटर्न दिखाएंगे पीरियड और ग्रुप का. So with this, hopefully I can expect all the trends in modern periodic table must be clear to all of you. And today we talk about the trends. The first one trend is bache, your atomic size. As I told you, atomic size is the radius of an element or of an atom of an element from center of the nucleus to the outermost or to the valence shell. और ये डिक्रीज करता है पीरियड में और इंक्रीज करता है ग्रुप में. नेक्स्ट आ जाता है वैलेंसी. वैलेंसी इज द नंबर ऑफ electron present in the outermost shell, or we can say if it is more than 4, it means number of electrons present in the outermost shell is more than 4, then valency will be 8 minus present number of electron in the outermost shell of an atom of element. Valency remain same in a group, whereas across a period it first increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases from 4 to 0. Metallic character, it is the tendency of an atom of element to lose the electron, which decreases across a period, whereas which goes on increasing down the group. अगर हम बात करते हैं last but not the least, very important, non-metallic character. So non-metallic character comes when an atom of element is ready to accept electron, gain electron, and becomes electronegative in nature. ठीक है, or carries a negative charge on it. So it goes on increases across a period, whereas it goes on decreases along a group. So with this beta, hopefully it must be clear to you. आप इन सारी properties को read करेंगे, यहाँ PPT से देखेंगे. Note down this table also in your notebook. Gradation in periodic properties, as reasons are mentioned here, and the trend across a period and along a group also mentioned here. So do all this, and apart from that you have to do the in text as well as back exercise question of this chapter. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, beta.